beautiful people, welcome once again to hellohnclothing. And in today's tutorial we are going to be learning how to make this beautiful style design here. So this is like using your crisscross pattern, so this is just like replicating something like that to life. Basically, I don't think you really don't need any pattern for this. All you just need to do is determine where you want this to start from, where you want it to get to, then fit it into your already made garment, or just put it as part of the design. So you plan it as part of the design. Okay, you can go right ahead to even make it a full skirt. So in that case, you definitely will need a full skirt pattern if you want to do it that way. Or you can just put it either at the sleeve, like what we can see here, or at the bottom of a gown, a dress, a skirt, like what you can see here as well. Alright, so if this is something you're looking forward to seeing how this will be done, please do keep on watching. And yeah, let's dive right into this tutorial. Alright guys, so I have this gown. It's a dress that I've already completed. Just do your normal gown dress, and it stops above my knee. So because if you're going to be putting this at the bottom of your dress, you want it to stop just above your knee. So let me just show you what the inside of this gown looks like. So this is what the inside of my gown looks like. It's not properly pressed. See the padding and all. This is what the inside looks like, right? This is the zipper area. This is what it looks like as well. Everything looking crisp and clean. It is just this bottom part that is still open up that we're going to be sewing down. Let's see, my normal dress length or gown length is about 40 inches. Let's see what we have here. So my dress is 32 inches long, and to that 32 inches long, I'm going to be putting the crisscrossing design to take about 6 inches or 5 inches. It should just take about 5 inches long. Then the remaining part, which is the remaining 3 inches, will be for the fabric that will go to the bottom of that dress then. Okay, so you can decide to put it in any fabric you want to do. Basically, all you need to do is just cut straps. You cut straps depending on how wide you want the straps to be. This is like a weft and warp, and we are weaving. This is basically weaving, so we'll just be weaving this on your dress, your design, whatever. So let's look at how that will go. So I have my fabric here. If you want to use another color of fabric, that is totally dependent on you, on what you want to do. But with this one, what I'm just going to be doing is I'm going to use this as the weaving part, and also this for the bottom of the dress. Okay, so what I'm just going to do is just cut strips of fabric. I'm going to cut a 2-inch wide strip, or you can do 3 inches depending on how wide you want it to be. 3 inches, so that it's going to be on fold. When you sew ½ inch, you have a 1 inch wide. But if you want it more tinier, you can do 2 inches, so that when you sew it and flip it inside out, it's going to become maybe like 7.5 inch or something like that. So the bigger the fabric, especially because you're folding it into 2. So I'll just go for a 2-inch wide fabric. So let's do that now. So this is how wide this strap is going to be. So when I sew it, I'll be having close to like 1 inch wide. So you want to sew this right side facing right side, so that you have a long strip, and flip it inside out. Please go ahead to iron paper stay on this fabric so that it will give it some stability, just like you're doing a band. Just cut rectangular strips as much as possible so that you don't run out when you start weaving. Okay, just cut as much as possible. Then the next thing you do is you put it right sides facing right side and sew it. Before you even sew it, iron paper stay first to give it stability, for it to be sturdy. Then fold it into two and sew it down. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'll iron paper stay, I'll fold it into two and sew it down, flip it inside out and give it a very good press. Come back here so that we can see how to plan this into the outfit. Okay. Alright guys, so I have gone ahead to iron the strips. You can see how flat they are. I just did about 3 strips. Don't forget to put paper stay inside the inside this before you iron it, so that it's going to be firm and rigid. Now the next thing we're going to be doing is we are going to get our dress that you're going to get your dress that you're going to be putting it inside. So this is what the bottom of that dress is like. I just went ahead to hold both the lining and the main fabric at the bottom. So once you're done, you can either whip or use a bias to hold it in. You know, when you finish sewing it, you turn it in this way, so the wrong side will not be showing. But I'm really going to show you what to do real quick. If you also have a slit here, there's no problem. Your slit can still be there. But since this one is 32 inches, of course your slit cannot get to all those parts. It will be too high up. Okay, so that means that this one will not be totally closed at this part. There will be a slit. But let's go on and see what we're going to do. So from our analysis, we said we're going to use 5 inches because this gown length is 32 inches. I'll use 5 inches to make it 37 inches. That's 5 inches will take care of that crisscrossing, the weaving that we're doing at the bottom. Then the 3 inches will now be the final bottom of a dress. Okay, so since we're going to be doing 5 inches, that means that I'm going to be cutting 5-inch strap that I'm going to be placing strategically at the bottom of a dress. So I'll determine how many inches apart do I want the straps to be. So let's cut that 5-inch strap and place it strategically at certain places. Okay, so let me remove this dress first. And here is what I have here. I'm going to be measuring. So you know that the straps will be 5-inch, but you need like 1/2 inch up, 1/2 inch down to sew. So that means we're going to be cutting like 6 inches. 6 inches. Okay, I want to even see how many 6 inches I can get from here. Okay, so we'll do like 6 inches. Okay, so I'll just be placing and cutting. So this one is not up to, so I won't use that. It has to be up to so that it's going to be equally spaced. Okay. So now that I have all the straps, let me get my my dress, I mean. Let me first of all all these parts. Now that I have trimmed all these parts, I'm going to just take these straps and place it strategically. So I'll put one here. Let me start from the back. I'll put one here, pin it, and one here, pin it to serve as the okay, so this will be here to take care of that slit at that part. Okay, we'll still need to trim it properly so that everything is meeting up nice and neat. Then just space it how you want it to be spaced. You can eyeball it, you can measure, whichever works fine for you. Okay, so when you finish sewing this one straight down, you'll be having the straps coming down this way, and once you've secured it that way, for the crisscrossing you just need a strap to either go right on top like this, or you're weaving it, you're putting it this way, so it depends on what you want to do anyway. But let's first of all sew this one down so that everything is in place. And I also want to sew, I won't sew that other part down. I'll crisscross before we now finish it off. So let me sew round this first of all so that everything is sitting nice and neat as we have arranged. You can check it out and see that you like what you arranged. If not, make necessary adjustments before you give it a final sew round. Check to see that they are all aligning and looks good. So let me just sew it round, and yeah. Okay guys, so here is what the bottom of the dress looks like now. I have gone ahead to use a bias to turn the inside so that I have a neat finishing in there. Now this is the not so tricky part, but tricky part anyway. you understand what I mean when I get there. Now, in order for you to know how long the straps will be, because there's nothing holding it, this thing is like a free flowing stuff. In order for you to determine how tightly fitted this bottom will be, you are going to be measuring what you have at the bottom here. So you measure from one side round, so I have exactly 38.5 inches. That's what I have. So I'm going to be cutting straps. I have straps here. And I'm going to be cutting the straps for 38.5 inches long. Okay, so let me just measure that. 38, or let me just do 39 inches. so that if there's any excess we can still work our way around it. Okay, so I have 39 inch here. I'll try and measure again. 39 inch, depending on how many weaving you want to have at that bottom. So I think maybe about 3-4 will be fine, since I even have a lot of fabric. So I'm just cutting. Let's see. Okay, so I'll be having about 4 straps at the bottom there, because these straps are even tiny. They're about 1 inch wide. Now what we'll do next is get the fabric, get your dress. Okay, so this is the tricky but not so tricky part. You can start from the back like how we started before. Okay, I'm going to start from here, from this main place here. So I'm taking one of that strand, I'll put it here behind this part, because I'm going towards the, look at this, the zipper part. So I'm going towards that part that will be like the slit. So I'm not going to weave it across there. That place should just be like a slit. So I'll pin it down. I'll just weave in and out. So, and I'm going to make sure that the space in between should be equal. So one on top, then the other one under. Okay, so I've done that. The other one on top. So make sure that the width, let me see how many inches I have here. It's about 1 inch. 1 inch. So as you go, please measure so that you are doing the right thing. 1 inch. Adjust as you go along, okay? Let's keep going. This one will be on top. 1 inch. Okay, so you can see this one is now the other part. That's if you do not want any slit in between there. You see that this will have matched up and giving you a tightly fitted weaving at the bottom. Let's see, maybe we would even do it that way. Okay, so please just check that It's looking good, it's relaxed. If you see it's not relaxed, like here, I can see that here and here is not really looking relaxed. I'll just go right ahead to pin properly. Just pin it properly. You want everything relaxed, okay, so that when you sew it sits well. Okay, so that's what you just do. We are done with the first strap, the first weaving here. Okay, I wish I had even used another fabric. You'd have really seen it. Now that we're done with the first weaving, go right ahead to do the second one. Start from the back as well. Okay, from that same part where we started the first one, and you go one on top, one under, just weave it into place. Yeah, and you do that till you finish up with all the straps you prepared. So you can now decide that, okay, oh, you want this one to be on top here. You know, this one went under, and I say, oh, I want this one on top, and weave it that way. So let me do that now. So as you go, you need to check that everything relaxes well. All those parts that are not so straight. See this one, when you sew it, it will be that way. See this one too. So you have to be careful, okay, and make sure that it's straight. So once you pin it, thank God for pins. Thank God for the person that invented pins. Okay, you have straight lines going straight. If it's ruggedy or crookedy or, you know, not looking straight, you need to unpin and repin. And yeah, I'll do the last strand. If I want one more, I'll put another one there, as much as you want, and leave space where the bottom part will go. So I already prepared a long strap. I'll do the same thing of measuring how wide. You know, here we had 38.5 inches, so I'll measure just 38.5 inches. You know, it's just a long strap that I just folded the hem in. I use 1 inch to fold the hem in, and I'll just sew it down there, round it, and it will just form the bottom of the dress. Okay, so let me just finish up the strap, put in the strap, and you see me sew it on the machine because I want to really align it, use my irons, press it down, make sure it's staying straight, and yeah, that's about it. So right onto the sewing machine. All right guys, so if you can see, our bottom where we've crisscrossed this beautiful weaving detail. So like I said, just try straighten it and see that everything aligns like a straight down. And a hack, I just thought about this now. A hack that we can use, because you know that when you're sewing, if you don't place it well, it may move. So a hack you can use, either you use your needle and your thread and tack this, like each of them, remove the pins, tack it down so that when you're sewing it stays in place, or you use your hemming gum. Okay, you just take piece and bits and remove the pins, put it there, iron it down so it relaxes. I think that's what I'm going to use. Okay, so like I said, this is my hemming gum here, so I'll just be cutting small pieces. It will take time, but I think it's going to come out nicer. And the more you remove, the more you can straighten it. It relaxes. You remove the pin. Okay, I won't be able to show all of that on camera. That's what I'm explaining to you. Take just a piece. I just thought about this hack. Tear it, because you can easily tear it. Place it there, let it relax well, and iron it. You get. So when you do that for each of this, you know that this thing was weaved on top, under, on top, under. So just follow it that way till you do it round, and you like what you see. And once you're satisfied with the outcome, then you can decide that, oh, I want to leave it this way. Then maybe you just tack all this one inside. You just fold it in so that it ends with this. But if you want something to be in here, so that means you just want this to be a design in between, then you go ahead to sew. Measure your 38 inches. I'll just subtract like half inches and sew this one on there. So you're just going to be sewing it like how you sewed this part here. You pin it well, make sure it's straight, and you sew it so everything will relax fine and good. So what I'm going to do now is I'll just go ahead to use my hemming gum and really iron all these ones here so that they relax properly and we have a very good finish there. Okay, I'll do that and I'll come and show you what it looks like. If you look closely, a lot of pins, but I'll do that, come and show you before we attach this and round this tutorial up. So over to my ironing table. Woohoo! So guys, can you see how this is looking? I would advise that if you're using the same color of fabric or something, just go over with a needle and a thread. If you see how I held, I don't know if this is so visible. I'm not sure. You won't really be able to see. So I used it on the black marks there so that it hides the stitches. And this is what the inside will be looking like. See the bias turned in neatly. The hem, you can put hemming gum or just go ahead to sew it up. Okay, and yeah, looking so pretty. The next time you'll be seeing me is wearing this. Okay, yeah, and yeah, I did enjoy this tutorial. If you did learn from this tutorial, please don't forget to give me a huge thumbs up. Also subscribe if you're yet to. You know it's not fair, you've been coming back here watching over and over again. You need to subscribe, guys. Subscribe. Thank you so much for all these ideas. Don't worry, I'll get to it. I'll get to it most definitely, okay? Until we see in the next tutorial, stay safe. God bless you. Bye.